seems lost, Lars is revived through the inherited healing factor of Steven's tears, giving him a pink appearance similar to Lion's. The newly revived Lars discovers that his hair contains the same pocket dimension as Lion, which Steven uses to get back home and find help to rescue Lars. Lapis, fearing the diamonds, leaves Earth and takes the barn with her, abandoning the crystal gems and Peridot. Meanwhile, in space, Lars and the Off-Colors become well acquainted with each other. They steal a homeworld ship and start exploring the cosmos together. Steven and Connie, as Stevani, visit Lars through his pocket dimension, but eventually find themselves stuck on the jungle moon, where they learn more about things out of the past. Through Pearl, Steven finally uncovers the truth about his mother. She was Pink Diamond all along. Pause for dramatic sting. What a reveal that we all kind of already had to lay out. It takes a bit, though, for Garnet and Amethyst to accept this, but eventually they come around to it. With this newfound purpose and understanding,
nigga, join.
Get married. Steven wants to give Bismuth another chance for the wedding, and through the power of forgiveness, they add another crystal gem to their group. Unfortunately, the wedding is crashed, literally, by the diamonds. Thankfully, Lapis crashes their wedding crash with her own crash, bringing the entire barn.
Pressure defect.
She then officially joins the crystal gems, which was just such an awesome scene. When the diamonds fight back and when all hope seems lost, I've been saying that a lot lately, Steven uses an out-of-body experience to show them who he really is, Pink Diamond. This wins over the diamonds, and Blue and Yellow finally end their
I'll invite you after this time. But you're going to have to let me on Andre 1v1 because he got to get his 3 trials.
They're able to temporarily help the corrupted gems, but need White Diamond's help as well to make the change. Remember White Diamond? She's still alive and kicking. She checked herself away after Pink's shattering, but it seems like we're finally going to see what she's done. Steven, the crystal gems, and the diamonds travel to Homeworld and are greeted by a massive welcome home ceremony from Pink. Steven is taken by an ominous, cracked white pearl to meet White Diamond, whose presence is unnerving. White treats Steven like he's still Pink Diamond, and as if she's only been away for a few months after throwing a temper tantrum. She promptly sends him to Pink's palace. White Diamond sends her pearl to announce that Era 3 has begun during a lavish ball. But when the diamonds, as well as White through her pearl, discover the blasphemy that is Stevani and Garnet, who inspire a bunch of other random gems who start fusing and disrupting the social order, the diamonds poof a bunch of gems and trap Stevani in a prison. Steven's able to contact a watermelon Steven back home to tell Bismuth, Greg, Peridot, and Lapis that they need help. Blue and Yellow come around to Steven's side and stand up to her.
I'll use
his attempt to convince her that
another character. You're not going to win if I use him. I'm not even trying right now.
Be honest with you. It's too little too late though, as White possesses both Yellow and Blue.
Yeah, I know once I start breaking heat, I'm going to really start killing people.
With Steven all to herself, White rips out his gemstone, hoping to get Pink to shed that weird, awkward human form and return to normal, because again, gems don't really know how humans work, let alone Steven. Instead, a Pink Steven is created who uses his outside voice to say that Pink Diamond is gone for good, and then fuses back with human Steven into 100% good old Steven universe. Steven finally internalizes the idea that he isn't Pink Diamond or Rose Quartz. He's always just been himself. White Diamond begrudgingly admits defeat and releases the gems. Steven confronts his grandma?
Okay, your first trial went pretty good. You got a stock off him.
He also helps her
pretty good. The first trial went pretty good.
Maybe he can get her to change her mind on things over time. With his family problems resolved, Steven, Connie, the crystal gems, and the diamonds return to Earth, uncorrupt the gems, and live happily ever after. Except not really, because
I'll let it be 2. I'll let it be 2. Because like I said, well, if I'll let it be 2. You just gotta kill me 2 times.
Series, Steven grows a neck and establishes peace across the universe. In that order,
2 times in a single match.
all the gems that he's dismantled the Empire, supposedly installing democracy instead, and is going to live back on Earth with his friends. The diamonds being the weird, gloomy.
I've been learning how to use this. I don't fully know how to use it. The only thing I know how to use it is Scythe.
Back on Earth, Steven and Connie are finally dating. After a little kiss on the cheek, Steven sees Connie off the space camp for the summer, and then sings
My cat?
Some life is, would Connie really learn much from space camp if she's already been to other planets and is friends with a bunch of aliens?
Yeah, tell everyone at space camp that space used to be super scary and dangerous, but it's great now.
But wouldn't you know it, right when Steven's song ends, life stops being awesome. A massive drill lands in Beach City, and the crystal gems are greeted by a very angry and very different looking Spinel. She announces her plans to kill Steven along with all life on Earth as the drill begins injecting a weird liquid into the ground. Using a wicked scythe in one swoop, Spinel manages to poof Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, and even slices into Steven, but it has no apparent effect on him. Steven manages to use the scythe against Spinel and proofs her return. At the beach house, Steven and Greg wait for the gems to regenerate, but when they do, they find that they've reverted to their original forms, losing all of their memories in the process. When Spinel uniforms, she too
Alright, got the first stock off. Give me one more.
goofy self. She clings to Steven, wanting to follow and entertain him on his quest to get the gems back to normal. At Little Homeworld, the colony for gems on Earth where the Barbarians stood, Bismuth explains to Steven that the scythe that Spinel used was a rejuvenator, a device that was meant to keep gems in their place by resetting them. Steven realizes that although he didn't lose his memories or character development, the rejuvenator caused his gem powers to reset back to the basics, which is basically nothing.
I can't store things in Lion's Mane now. That's like the easiest thing I do.
Spinel suggests that reverting the crystal gems back to normal might be a matter of just reminding them of who they are. So Steven sets out to do just that, through song, and super accelerated because we don't have time to go through the whole series again. He manages to get Ruby and Sapphire to fuse again, but they still don't remember who they are. Luckily, Steven's funny handshake with Amethyst is enough.
Alright, you won.
Or the first gem to return back to normal. As the plan
You're not gonna kill me this one time.
Steven Greg and Amethyst bring Pearl to Steven's friend Sadie's counter, hoping to ignite.
Nah, it might not. We gonna make it a total of 3. I'm gonna count this one, but because I don't want Black guy to yell at me and say that I wasn't trying. So we gonna have to make it a total of 3. But this round count. You got this game. You got this game. I'm not gonna count the other one. I'm not gonna count the other one. So yeah. But you got this one. But it's gonna still be 2. It's gonna still be 2. You still gonna have to kill me 2 times.
She tells her side of the story as her memories begin to return. Steven tells her that Pink was wrong to treat her that way and that she just needs to find someone who treats her better. Pink Diamond actually kind of sucked. Like, she had lofty goals and then her cause was great, but as a person, she was
alright.
Don't have me. Actually, yes, no way.
I was on top.
Spinel agrees to turn off the thrill. However, when Steven thinks her remote immediately shifts his attention to everyone else, Spinel becomes unhinged and accuses him of using her and planning to toss her away once she's done. Steven accuses him of planning to intentionally erase her memory with the rejuvenator, which he was holding on to. Spinel switches the drill back on and attacks Steven. While Steven tries to explain his frustration to Spinel, Garnet recovers her memory and helps the citizens of Beach City escape to a safe place. When Steven realizes that his desire for a perfect, unchanging future has been holding him back, he regains his gem powers and fights Spinel head on. The battle destroys the drill, and Spinel realizes that hurting Steven isn't going to fix it. Then the diamonds arrive.
You still got the game. You still got the game, but I won. Talon, back out. Talon, back out. Back out, Talon.
And they immediately fall in love with her as she reminds them of Pink Diamond. And, you know, she's a nice reminder of Steven as well. So instead of living on Earth, they take in Spinel, and Steven and his friends begin repairing Beach City. Everything is A-okay. Well, except Steven's constant exposure to mental trauma. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt. Steven Universe Future.
Well, 4 in total, but yeah.
2017. It's been a few months since Spinel attacked Beach City, and life has returned to normal. Or at least it's found a new kind of normal. Lars has opened his own bakery, Sadie Killer and the suspects have gone on tour, and Connie has begun her stint as the new lo-fi hip-hop.
No, your first game counted.
Meanwhile, Steven has opened up Little Homeschool, a place where gems from all across.
I'm just gonna have to make it a total of 3, so Black guy won't yell and say that I wasn't going by the rules.
Gems are happy to take advantage of the opportunity, but there's one who refuses to take any part of it. Jasper's been living on the outskirts of Beach City, destroying any Earthling who comes near her cave. Steven tries to convince her to visit the school, but things as
I'll make it harder for me. If I beat you 10 times, definitely you're gonna have to try tomorrow. Alright, you heard me?
Devastating attack, which actually kind of impresses Jasper. Steven apologizes and asks Jasper if she can train him. She refuses, but doesn't tell Steven to never come back or anything, so...
4, but yeah.
Later, Steven tries to help some gems get jobs, but things go south. Steven wonders...
Nigga, the fucking, you gotta do this fucking, you got 3 rounds.
When he comes across newly reformed Rose Quartzes, Steven attempts to get to know these gems, but is haunted by the image of his mother. Doesn't help that one of them looks literally exactly like Pink Diamond from school. Steven and the Rose Quartzes come to an understanding and realize that they're sort of like siblings. Even so, this event causes Steven even more stress. Still feeling like he can't help anyone anymore, he tries to assist the gem who's still wounded, Pink Pearl, who will be known later as Volleyball. When Steven learns that it was Pink Diamond and not White that gave Volleyball her cracked eye, his stress mounts and he becomes pink once again for a moment. Together with regular Pearl, they travel to a place called the Reef, a structure used for Pearl creation and maintenance. However, Volleyball's crack can't be fixed, as it's a psychological crack and not a physical one. She reveals that Pink Diamond lashed out after being told that she couldn't have a colony and took her anger out on Pearl. Regular Pearl won't take this kind of slander about the Pink Diamond that she fell in love with and begins arguing with Volleyball. Steven gets angry hearing about all the awful things Pink did and turned pink himself once more, causing the Reef to misread his discomfort as anger towards the two girls that are accompanying him, trapping them and setting them for rejuvenation. The two girls fuse into Mega Pearl to escape and safely get Steven out of there to turn off the automated system. Volleyball heals emotionally, but we're still not sure if her eye ever got fixed. Psychological scarlet eye. Afterwards, Steven encounters an evil fusion of Aquamarine and the Ruby with a gem for an eyeball that he's crossed paths with before named Bluebird Azurite, who hopes to get revenge on him. Aquamarine and Eyeball Ruby fail and run off to who knows where. Tragically, Greg loses his long hair in the process. Some standard Steven and the Gems spoofing off ensues until one day he and Lapis head off to an alien planet to investigate rumors of a pair of gems who are still destroying Earth.
That's one time.
They turn out to be a pair of Lapis Lazuli and are completely unwilling to change their ways. Steven and Lapis try to show the beauty of the natural world through song, dance, nature, the standard Steven treatment, but it just doesn't get through to them.
I'm finna start trying though.
Those think they are. Steven and Lapis begin to think that these two are a lost cause, but one of the Lapises actually does end up following them to little homeschool, so not all is lost. As graduation approaches a little homeschool, Steven goes to pick up a cake from Lars's bakery. Sadie shows up and reveals that she has a new romantic partner named Shep, much to Steven's dismay. Having shaped Lars and Sadie his whole life, he's determined to have Lars chase after her, even though Lars himself stated that he's fine with Sadie's new relationship. In fact, he tells him that since the off-colors are finished with school, they're gonna head back into space. That night at the graduation party, Steven also learns that Sadie killed the suspects have broken up and are going their separate ways. Terrified by all this change, Steven turns pink once again, accidentally creating a diamond barrier, sealing himself and his friends inside. The barrier gets smaller and smaller, threatening to suffocate them all. Steven lashes out and blames Lars for not talking to Sadie, who then reveals that they did talk, but had grown too far apart and decided not to get together. Mr. opened the chest during the time skip. Can't deal with character development when it happens off screen, but thanks to a pep talk from Shep, a Shep talk, he realizes that things are changing and his friends are moving on, but they'll always be his friends no matter what. The barrier disappears and Steven bids farewell to his friends. With most of his friends gone, Steven takes up gardening and accidentally creates life once again, this time in the form of Cactus Steven. Steven vents to his new cactus friend about how all the crystal gems have been getting on his nerves recently, and, well, Cactus Steven keeps growing and eventually becomes a massive beast that mirrors everything Steven says, including his bad-mouthing of the gems. They're able to resolve the issue with Cactus Steven, but not the real Steven, who started bottling up his feelings at very early on. Thanks to all those feelings, Steven starts having horrible nightmares which somehow interfere with TV signals. Using this phenomenon as a way to fix the abysmal reboot of their favorite shows, Steven and Peridot dream up new episodes and tape them. But this starts to really affect Steven negatively, since he becomes so overwhelmed with fixing the episodes when all he really wanted to do was hang out with Peridot. Steven's not even sure he knows how to live without having some grand problem to fix, but he's absolutely exhausted. Peridot sees Steven's breakdown in his dream, and they cancel the rest of their episodes, opting instead to just enjoy each other's company. A few days later, Steven, Pearl, Bismuth, and Connie head to the Starlight roller rink for a night of fun. While there, they encounter some of Connie's friends from school, leaving Steven feeling left out and like he's forgotten how to talk to new friends. Steven and Bismuth end up sitting on the sidelines as Steven laments about how out of place he feels. Bismuth empathizes and admits she only really came to hang out with Pearl, who seems to already have a whole new life outside of Little Homeschool. Bismuth gives him a pep talk of her own and convinces Steven to go skate with Connie. The two fuse into Stevani and clean up at the roller rink's dance contest. However, despite the awesome night, Steven can't help but feel like he's drifting away from them. As Connie's plans to head on to college start becoming more real, Steven turns pink once again and starts worrying. He asks the best couple he knows for advice. Garnet. Unfused, both Ruby and Sapphire encourage Steven to propose to Connie, because, you know, that's a great idea for a 17-year-old in the middle of an emotion crisis. Well, Steven goes for it and plans an incredibly romantic date on the beach for them. He sings her a beautiful song and the night is going very well, until he pops the question, which goes about as well as you'd expect. Connie's naturally shocked, but realizes how much effort Steven's put into this and recognizes the pain and heartache that Steven's been going through. She gently lets him down, not with a no, but with a not now, which, respect to Connie, that's like the best way she could have handled this situation. Steven seems to take it well, but when she leaves, his emotions literally explode, and Garnet does what she can to comfort him after Ruby and Sapphire gave him some not-so-great advice. As the days pass, Steven falls deeper and deeper into depression. Any mention of Connie sends him into a panic. These panic attacks start growing. Literally, Steven's limbs grow erratically at the mention of anything Connie-related, eventually leading to Connie taking him to the doctor for the first time in his life. Specifically, she takes him to her mom, Dr. Maheshwaran. The doctor shows on an x-ray that Steven suffered numerous fractures, particularly around his brain, and despite his miraculous recovery through his healing powers, she believes that he suffered emotional trauma as a result of going through so much at a young age. Steven starts to recall his past, but he only gets up to the end of season 1 before Dr. Maheshwaran stops him and tells Steven that he is most definitely suffering from PTSD, and that the stress is only unmanageable now because he feels his support system is failing him. Upon recalling the proposal, Steven grows to an enormous size. Luckily, Connie had already called Greg, who called off his managing of Sadie and Shep on their new tour to go consult his son. Now back home and taking care of Steven full time, Greg takes him out on a road trip to give him some new perspective on life. They stop by Greg's childhood home to sneak in and grab an old CD. At first, Steven is excited to learn more about his father's childhood, but it soon turns sour when he realizes that his father willingly gave up normalcy when that's all Steven wanted growing up. It gets even worse when Steven realizes that he took their last name from a song. He turns pink once again, claiming that Greg is just as bad as King Diamond, stowing away his perfectly normal upbringing. In his rage, Steven tears the steering wheel off the van and crashes it. Luckily, they're safe, but it's obvious that Steven has lost a lot of respect for his dad, despite his father's attention to reassure him. Back home, Steven is lectured by the Gems for his outburst. Steven uses his new favorite move, glow pink and run away. It's super effective, slowing down time, allowing him to run at super speed. He goes to the one place that nobody would look for, Jasper's cave. Steven begins training with Jasper to learn to control his powers. Steven's form gets pinker and more ripped. When it comes time for a rematch with Jasper, Steven goes all out, showcasing some lovely diamond pupils and shattering Jasper. Absolutely devastated, he runs home as fast as he can and dumps Jasper's shards into the bathtub. He uses the remaining diamond to work potions to bring her back. Now reformed, Jasper bows to Steven, calling him a fine diamond, much to the horror. Terrified of who he is, Steven runs off to the Galaxy Warp to find the only people who can help him, the Diamonds. On Homeworld, he encounters Spinel, who is in a much healthier place now.
How have you been since I tried to kill you? That was so embarrassing.
They go to see Yellow Diamond about his growing problems, but it's no use. So they go to Blue Diamond to see if she can help his emotional problems with happy drug clouds, but sadly, it's shallow comfort as Steven realizes this doesn't actually help his problems in the long term. Lastly, they visit White Diamond to see if she can fix his self-esteem problems. White has created a new power, allowing Gems to channel themselves through her so she can see who they really are. Basically a reversal of what she did before. She suggests Steven use her ability to try to speak to himself. Instead, Steven remembers what she did to him in the past and his anger takes over, causing himself to inflict pain on her while he's in possession of her body. Horrified by what he's done, again, he runs away, swelling and glowing pink all the way home. Back home, Steven decides to do the healthy thing and bottle everything up and pretend like nothing's wrong. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Everyone says they're worried about him, but he keeps insisting that everything's fine and he just needs to keep doing what he does best, helping people, whether they need it or not. Eventually, Steven's friends confront him and urge him to seek help, but Steven swells more and more and finally admits that he's a monster. Or at least that's how he sees himself. He swells more, morphing into a monstrous form. He loses control of himself and attacks Beach City. Bismuth, Lapis, and Pearl do their best to fend him off, while Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl fuse into Alexandrite. Lapis restrains Steven in a whirlpool, but she can't hold him for long. Suddenly, the Diamonds and Spinel arrive to check on Steven. Perfect timing, as usual. After learning that the monster everyone is preoccupied with is Steven, they help hold him down, or at least try to. Even the Cluster emerges to restrain him. The Diamonds and Spinel sob about how it's their fault Steven is like this, to which Connie says, yeah, it is. But even though it's their fault, grief and self-blame.
No, I just play Rankle like.
It puts Steven's feelings above their own, just as he's always done for everyone else. Garnet devises a plan. Instead of simply restraining Steven, everyone goes in for a hug, holding him back, but also comforting him, reminding him of all he's done for them. They tell him how much they love him and care for him, and how they want to help him overcome his problems. Connie seals the deal with a kiss on the forehead. Steven begins to tear up and returns to his human form. Surrounded by his friends and family, Steven sobs, releasing all of those bottled up feelings from him. 3 months later, this show loves its time skips now, Steven is finally seeing a therapist. He's also decided to leave Beach City behind. He and Connie plan out what his future looks like. They will be a part of it. And so, Steven gets into his car and drives off, leaving Beach City behind, heading towards something new. He's tired. Now it's time to be here.
the broadcast still going. Alrighty. Damn. Five. I'm not gonna hit you. Give up. You ready? Yeah, that's an infinite type combo. If the map was long, he would probably be in dark red, to be honest with you. I'm a big dog bear, little nigga, I'm a lion. I'm in order. Say, I'm a big dog bear, little nigga, I'm a lion. I'm a predator when I saw him. Oh my, oh my, I found you. Can't you run from me, little nigga? Da 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 That's it. I'm a predator when I fall shots. Oh my, oh my. Tyler, you still trying to join the group? Alright, come on. No, nigga, duh, you still going. I said 10 times, idiot. You're stupid. Nigga, you still, it's still your go, come on.
There's nothing wrong with a run-of-the-mill golden retriever or chihuahua. You can look at them and know exactly what they are. But what if you want your dog to stand out? Well, then you could look at adopting a rare breed.
It's 1 to 6.
From the hairless.
No, you killed me twice, but that's how many games you won. That's how many games I won.
Here are 15 of the rarest.
Nigga, no, like you guys just told you gotta kill me 2 times. That's it. It doesn't matter if you win. Once you kill me 2 times, you won the round.
Number 15, Merle Bully. A Merle Bully is not a dog you see every day, and if you do see one, you can almost guarantee that it costs the owners more than a down payment on a fancy sports car. Merle is the name for a coat pattern on a dog. Rather than a particular color, Merle is a pattern that's caused by a gene that alters the pigment.
The lick of the cheeks. That's their life.
For a long time, breeding Merle dogs was frowned upon for the risk of deafness, blindness, and other health problems. However, Eric, Gray, and wife Natasha knew the risk only lay in breeding 2 Merle dogs. Therefore, their breeding business of mega-built bullies in British Columbia, Canada was born. The pair are the proud owners of the world's first XL Merle Bully.
I won't make it 3. You just gotta be 1 more time. And then I'll let you join.
Aftermath was the result.
I'm gonna change my character. That's what I've been doing each time.
At birth, he weighed just 2 pounds. Now, Aftermath is a 1 in a million dog with beautiful coloring, a solid structure, and a lovely temperament. He has sired several litters of puppies, and his sperm has been sent all over the world. His puppies even fetch $10,000, the same price as his stud fee. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or Slenderman will come from under your bed while you're sleeping. Number 14, Black Pit Bull. Most people would have seen red nose and blue nose pit bulls. They are highly sought after as family pets, but are reasonably common throughout the dog world. In fact, most colors of pit bulls are common because of the years of different gene types through generations of the breed. But as it turns out, an all-black pit bull is quite hard to come by.
We have here Pantera and Jordan. They're here for the first time. It's the first time.
And as a result, they often come with a hefty price.
You ready?
There's nothing wrong with a run-of-the-mill golden retriever or chihuahua. Kind of an absurd name for a dog breed. It'll all make sense when you see it. The nose of this dog develops in what looks like 2 pieces, with a thin layer of skin joining the 2. While some people think the splitting of the nose makes it a better hunter, it's merely a cosmetic feature. The Katal Baroon, which also goes by the name of the Turkish Pointer and Split-Nose Pointer, is man's best friend in the great outdoors. This dog has incredible stamina and requires a lot of physical and mental stimulation to keep it out of trouble. In the right environment, though, it makes the best bred. The Katal Baroon has a lifespan of around 12 years and has a classic pointer look. It has triangular ears, colored patches on a white body, and stands at about 20 inches tall. Number 12. Mexican Hairless Dog. If you like being the center of attention, then you certainly will be if you turned up to your local dog park with a Mexican hairless dog. With a name that you'll barely be able to pronounce, Xoloitzcuintli, there are plenty of ways this pooch is one of the rarest in the world.
Xolo, that's how you say it. So Xoloitzcuintli, if I've got it right.
The breed comes in 3 sizes: standard, miniature, and toy. And you can also choose from hairless or coated. The coated variety has a short and flat coat, and the hairless dog just has a tough and smooth layer of skin.
Even the coloring of this unique breed is something special. If you decide that a Xoloides Weekly is for you, then you can opt for one that's black, slate, gray-black, bronze, red, or liver color. Whichever color you get, though, you can expect it to be a faithful companion. Mexican hairless dogs are intelligent and thoughtful. They also move with grace and elegance and furrow their forehead when deep in thought. Even though they appear to be delicate, this breed is surprisingly robust and strong. That may be why they were one of the most popular dogs in ancient Aztec and Maya times as healers and guides to the underworld. Number 11. Bergamasco Sheepdog. You might be wondering why we're showing you a picture of a janitor's mop instead of one of the rarest dog breeds in the world. But take a closer look. This is a real dog. The Bergamasco Sheepdog is not one that you'll see all that often, and was first bred by shepherds in Persia over 2,000 years ago. What stands out the most about this dog is, of course, its coat. It has of 3 different hair textures that make it look like it hasn't seen a bath or brush in years. This layer of felt-like fur protects the dog's body and legs from the cold, not to mention wild predators in the Italian Alps, where the mooch originates. But aside from its fur, there's a reason why this dog is man's best friend. It is a hard worker. They also have a heart of gold and are very loyal, loving, and bright. You'll even find that they're easy to train and will watch over loved ones vigilantly. They can be a little aloof with strangers, but a bit of time can make all the difference. This rare dog is every farmer's dream. Number 10. Tibetan Mastiff Dog. The Tibetan Mastiff is a dog that makes you want to snuggle up with it and nestle your face in its fur. They are giant, fluffy, and ridiculously cute. But before you do all that, it pays to know a bit about this rare dog breed. Tibetan Mastiffs were bred as guard dogs for property and livestock hundreds of years ago in Tibet. Hence the name Tibetan. That connection already. They stand at about 26 inches to the shoulder and can weigh well over 100 pounds. But under all that fluff is a muscular, solid dog that means business. And if you think they'll be stomping around your home knocking everything over, you'd be wrong. They are surprisingly agile and light-footed, which means they can surprise anyone trying to break in.
And it's time to come back. I'll let y'all 2v1 me. And if y'all, oh shit. Well, you got the second game.
Noble face with expressive brown eyes. Well,
yes.
You can be an experienced dog owner to bring one of these dogs.
You just need one more game, but don't forget, I have 7 wins. So
they bring into your household.
So you might want to try harder in this game.
9. Thai Ridgeback. It's okay to be a little fearful when you see a Thai Ridgeback for the first time. After all, they do look slightly terrifying.
That's a good 8 to 9 months before we found our first Thai.
Thai Ridgebacks are
just need one more win.
dogs of uneven size.
Let me change the
They
character.
come in blue, black, fawn, or red, and quite often have spotted, black, or blue tongues. Even their fur is unique, with them getting their name of Ridgeback from the way the fur on their back grows in a different direction to the rest of their body. While their unique looks are one reason why people adore this rare breed, their personality is a whole different one. They are a loyal, loving pet, but also one that can be a protector for your family.
No, I'm not lying.
They were bred for hunting and guarding, and are both independent and self-sufficient by nature. Thai Ridgebacks can also be quite suspicious of strangers, and are incredibly protective of their property. They are also reserved and have a high prey drive, while also being quite intelligent. If you fancy such a dog, then make sure you're by no means a novice with dog ownership. Number 8. Basenji. Are you looking for a companion to chew all your shoes and socks and anything else you can find? Then boy, do we have a dog for you. The Basenji comes from the Congo and was initially bred to control village rodent populations and flush out the small game. They are small 16 to 17-inch high dogs with short coats, curled tails, and cute little wrinkled foreheads.
And if you don't make it, I'll make a deal with you. I'll let you and Tyler 2v1 me. Nigga, I said 2v1 me. Why?
Don't let their sweet, adorable faces
I know, this is gonna help both of y'all.
keep you on your toes.
Nigga,
Anything you leave on the
black guy said I can make any deal when it comes to this.
you're gonna need a
In my way.
lot of exercise and stimulation.
Well, you're gonna have to wait tomorrow for the next trial then.
Can also require a lot of patience to train, so they are not for first-time owners. They suit small
Yo, what, nigga?
due to their small size, but they need wide open spaces to explore.
Nigga, it starts at 1, nigga.
Tips to hunt out small game, so a rural environment is the best one for this rare dog breed.
Nigga, that's the time. That's the time.
The Azawad is a hound dog that you won't see all too often in your neighborhood. In fact, you can even describe them as rare. They live for up to 15 years and are a West African sight hound. While you can find them in the United States, they are far more common in the likes of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso.
More under control, so he'll see a bird and he'll look at me.
But even though they aren't that common, their features are distinctive enough for you to know an Azawad when you see one. They can be a sandy fawn color, red, blue, black, brown, and white, or any variation of these colors. Their heads often have a black mask, and there can sometimes be white markings on their tail, bib, and legs. They are not a dull dog, that's for sure. Azawad are beautiful guardians and companions.
Treshawn.
They are also gentle, affectionate, and protective of their people and property.
Treshawn, he doing so good so far.
Amazing family.
You heard me?
But before you rush out to track down an Azawad for your family, it's worth knowing that they can be quite standoffish.
You heard me, Treshawn?
Especially to strangers. Yeah, same. They also
He doing good. He beat me twice, but I gotta beat him 10 times. That's 8.
Best friend.
And I gotta record it just for the black guy if he want proof.
Leopard dog. If you live in
Uh-huh.
Louisiana, then there's
Cause you know since I'm a tryhard and all that, I gotta be. If you not a tryhard,
and that's
you gotta he gotta take 2 stocks off of me 3 times.
as leopard-like as dogs can.
He got 2. He got 2 wins.
Faithful family companion that steals the hearts of
Yeah.
see. The dog is of Choctaw origin, and its name means sacred lake.
No.
It's also the only dog breed that is thought to have originated in Louisiana. And aside from its family tree, this dog has plenty to offer the average pet owner. It was named the official state dog of the state in 1979 and has a beautifully striking appearance. Seriously, you won't find all too many dogs that look like this one. It's also bred to work in forests and swamplands and is medium to large with a short coat. However, if you've never owned a dog before, the Louisiana Catahoula Leopard dog is not for you. They need a firm owner and someone who can be the boss. They also need a lot of stimulation and exercise to keep them out of trouble. Number 5. Bedlington Terrier. This cute little cotton bud might be rare, but that doesn't mean it's not desirable for anyone who wants a faithful and fluffy companion. The Bedlington Terrier is named after an English mining shire where it was bred and has plenty of desirable traits. It has a curly coat, tasseled ears, lacy head, and an arched back. It also appears to have Whippet Sighthound in its family tree. Basically, this dog is as unique as they come. They move with a light spring in their step, and if they catch a whiff of a small critter, they're off like a bolt of lightning. And you hope so, for they were originally bred for killing vermin and their hunting instincts. Still, they're just as happy to be by your side as they are frolicking out in the field. They will be your couch companion, housemate, an athlete, and an alert watchdog. It's still worth remembering that the Bedlington Terrier is a terrier, though.
That's not.
You're not going to want to own anything smaller than it, such as as rodents or cats. Number 4, English Foxhound.
And Andre, I just want you to know, once you join the, if you do join the clan, there's rules. I hope you know you gonna have to forget about all your old friends, bro.
Is in their name. Their stamina, long legs, and deep chest.
If it ain't talent, forget about them.
Not to mention their love for hunting in packs and insane sense of smell. But today, the English Foxhound is...
Cause like you gonna have to be, anytime you get on the game, you gonna have to be in the party with us all day.
They are family companions. Sometimes you even see them as show dogs in Foxhound performance trials. These scent-driven, sociable dogs...
It's okay, JJ. I got one too, but I'm finna get it to you though.
Very much hardwired for the thrill of the chase. So if you're looking for a sofa snuggle buddy, you won't find one in the English Foxhound. Instead, you'll find a dog that doesn't care for much other than chasing, running, and doing their own thing.
She hit me for the critical, my weapon flew out my hand.
Even training is out of the question if they don't feel like it. This breed is not one for first-time pet owners. And it's certainly not one for anyone who happens to have cats, rats, rabbits, or any other furry little critter that you're quite fond of. Number 3. Norwegian Lundehund. On the islands off Norway's west coast, puffins used to be one of the only sources of food for the farmers who lived there. But puffins, which also go by the name of sea parrots, are not the easiest critters to catch. Instead, you needed to rely on man's best friend. Not just any dog would do. Farmers needed the Norwegian Lundehund. The Norwegian Lundehund was specifically bred for the purpose of puffin hunting. So much so that the word puffin is literally in their name. Lunda is the Norwegian word for puffin. They are a Spitz-type dog with a curved tail, double coat, and triangular ears. But there are also plenty of unique traits about this dog, too. Each foot has 6 toes and an extra paw pad as well. They are also known for their elastic neck, which can remind you of the famous scene in The Exorcist, but less terrifying, of course.
Do you have enough money? Do you got any money that you can change your name today if you do win?
And it touches its spine. Its ears also fold shut, and its forelegs can
I was just asking, do you?
its body thanks to its flexible shoulders. Puffins are now protected, so this dog's job is redundant. Still, they make for a fun and energetic dog to have on your farm.
I'm gonna let you get off of me then.
Otterhound dog.
That's the part being about our clan.
They're dogs that were bred for hunting otters.
If you do end up winning,
There's even mention of the
if you do end up winning, you get the like we with the same treatment. I'll let you use my account for Overwatch and stuff.
Today, these boisterous and lovable dogs are as rare as they come. There are only about 350 in the United States and Canada, and fewer than 1,000 in the entire world. But before more than one an Otterhound as their faithful companion, they have a beautiful personality, a rough double coat, and webbed feet. Their aptitude for swimming makes them perfect friends for the water lovers in your family. They also have an amazing sense of smell and can follow underwater trails for crazy distances.
I'll give you one more try.
No effort at all to take
come on.
down a razor-clawed, feisty, and sharp-toothed otter before it...
Come on, nigga. I'll give you one more try. Andre, I'm giving you another try, bro. You might want to use it with your
They
kid.
also like to keep their independence. They'll make you smile with their crazy antics.
I'm gonna give you one more try.
Happy to be off.
And I'm going random, so yeah.
Number 1. Finnish Spitz. The Finnish Spitz is a very special dog, and that's no understatement.
I don't know how to use it like that. Her shit is dumb.
Around 1979.
I know how to use her weapons, but not her shit.
Finnish patriotic songs.
I know how to use her weapons, but not her
Quite
shit.
passionate about this dog, but why? Well, firstly, it's quite rare. There have only been around 2,000 registered annually, and even less in the early 1900s. It's also one of the healthiest dog breeds, with a lifespan averaging up to 15 years. If you wanted a dog that would remain your faithful companion for as long as possible, then the Finnish Spitz would be it. The foxy-faced, flame-colored dog is a hunting dog that has no fear. It uses a unique type of tracking and loves to bark, but even their bark is something special, for this dog's vocal range makes it a pleasure to listen to rather than an annoyance. Dogs that are a bit but loving and not at all.
My guy Charlie went dead.
So you can't help but have your heart melted by their
It counts.
when their ears perk up. Smart, sensitive, and entirely captivating, the Finnish Spitz definitely fits the title of man's best friend. There are literally hundreds of dog breeds in the world, from common to extremely rare. Some are companion dogs, while others are bred for the purpose of hunting, tracking, or guarding. Have you seen any of these in person or own any? Would you buy any of them? Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time. As is the case with many pets, if you give them plenty of love and affection,
Welcome in the clan, Andre.
well, if they don't get what they
Alright. Well. Welcome to the clan. No, nobody's calling you goddamn. Nobody's calling you that. Welcome to the clan. So, how do you feel? The only leaders get to decide what games people get to play.